Hey folks, how's it going? Oh, I wonder if you can hear me. This music looks like it's really, really loud, so let me just sort this out. Just change the options. Let's just turn the music down a touch. Let's see how that sounds. Okay. Right, I'm just going to warn you all that I've had a beer, so I'm probably going to be really, really bad at this game now. Motor skills are required for first-person shooters, and I was never the best first-person shooter player. I'm not even going to play it from the start. I just really want to just play this a little bit. I've got to kind of an interesting point in the game where I've got some of the nicer weapons, so I think it should be a laugh. Whoops. Alright, so you guys, I probably haven't talked about this much because I haven't really played very many Warhammer games on the channel so far, but I absolutely love Warhammer stuff. Like I played Warhammer 40k in the 80s, believe it or not. Well, tail end of the 80s if I'm being honest. I think I first started buying my first miniatures in about 1989, and I probably played a couple of games of 40k as a 10 or 11 year old. How old am I again? Yeah, I was 10 years old in 1989. So, oh. Yeah, I've got Warhammer in my blood. Wah! Exalted Flamer. Oh. Yeah, so I've been playing Warhammer for years. I love Warhammer stuff. I'm not really massively enthusiastic about Games Workshop anymore, I've got to be honest. The Games Workshop changed big time. When I was going to Games Workshop as a kid, and I literally was a child, unattended, into a Games Workshop store in Derby, and the guys who were working there were basically metalers, like stoners. The place stank of weed. And oh god, I'm doing really badly here. Yeah, the place absolutely stank of weed, and it would be it was populated by a bunch of guys in, oh my lord, in leather jackets listening to Slayer. And they were really cool, right? They'd let me sit in the back, or well, you know, kind of at the front of the shop, but kind of at the back of the front of the shop, and I read all the books, and I'd be like just getting dead excited, and they weren't salesy at all, right? You know, they weren't like kind of, you know, that kind of like corporate crap that they started getting turned into in about 1993, where, you know, you'd walk into a Games Workshop store and immediately a couple of fresh-faced youths would kind of like jump on you and go, oh hey man, like what army do you collect? And they'd immediately take you over to the models to try to fleece you. It wasn't like that back in the day. Like in the 80s, Games Workshop was a very, very different thing. I'm just going to see if there's anybody watching, because I get the impression I'm ranting to myself. Hey Mathis, how's it going? And hi Marlo. Marlo's saying, I just bought this game yesterday but haven't tried it out yet. It looks great. And Mathis says, Shadows of the Horn Rat. Yes! Shadows of the Horn Rat, right. I missed out on that. I watched it. I didn't have a PC at that point. That must have been about, what, 95 or 96? I think it was a really, really old game. That was like Warhammer Total War before Warhammer Total War was a thing. Like 10 years before, basically. Or 20 years before. 10 years. No, 20. Yeah, right. It was... What? Shadows of the Horn Rat was kind of like a Total War style game, I guess. Anyway, I'm probably going to have to replay this bit. This is actually quite a hard mission. I got the game on hard as well. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about Games Workshop. So Games Workshop, their headquarters was in Nottingham. Now, they didn't start in Nottingham. I believe they started in London, but they moved to Nottingham pretty quick early on in their history. And after Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone of the fighting fantasy novel, you know, like kind of books, choose your own adventure, you know, kind of stuff. After they sold Games Workshop, it moved to Nottingham, and Nottingham is basically about 15 miles away from my home city of Derby. So everybody in Derby and Nottingham played Warhammer. Like, you know, if you were a geek, or if you were into, you know, if you were kind of, I was going to say it was a middle class thing. It wasn't really a middle class thing. I think like working class kids played Warhammer as well. And the problem is with Warhammer, it was expensive. It was always an expensive... Oh, God. The screamer's coming in. It was always an expensive game, but it was nowhere as expensive as it is now. Ah! Be gone! Blue horrors. Yeah, so it was always an expensive game, and but everybody played it. It wasn't, you know, like, it wasn't so ridiculously expensive that, you know, nobody could afford it like it is now. Like, you know, I don't make a lot of money anymore, but I could not afford to build a Warhammer army anymore. It's just such an expensive hobby. I think I'm gonna have to turn this down because it's booming in my ears. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Anyway, Matha's saying something like that, mid-90s. Yeah, it was mid-90s. It's the first time I've seen this game. It has reminiscence of Quake 2. Yeah, it looks like Doom, but it plays like Quake. It kind of plays like Quake. Oh no, I just got took a really bad hit there. So it's weird. It's an interesting game. There's the usual kind of, you know, like advancing through the levels, trying to, you know, find the keys that you need to access new areas. But the main challenge of the combat comes in these kind of arena sort of style battles, where you are sort of locked into an area, and then you've got to take down a whole bunch of enemies. I actually really like it. I think it's it kind of focuses on what, you know, the exciting bit of these games, which is basically blasting stuff. So yeah, Games Workshop was a weird thing back in the day, and it's changed very, very much. I mean, the last time I went in a Games Workshop, I got assaulted by a guy. He looked like he was barely out of school, and he was the manager apparently. And he was like this kind of. I don't think he even had any bum fluff on his face. Like, he probably not even started shaving, and apparently he was like the store manager. And you know, he was like really super smart, and he came up to me and, like, you know, was like, "Hey man, like, what army do you collect? Are you into Space Marines?" You know, like, kind of gave me this sort of corporate spiel, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious because, yeah, the guys before, they were literally like Slayer fans, you know, like stereotypical metalers, but they were like the metaler nerds, and they were clearly clearly smoking drugs out the back, and you know, I remember being sat down on the step of the store in Derby. Oh, hang on, I've got this aspiring chaos champion to deal with. Let me just kill this guy. There we are. So I remember being sat on the step of Games Workshop, and I was reading one of the Realms of Chaos books. I can't remember which one it was, whether it was Slaves to Darkness or the other one. But anyway, I remember I must have been about 10 or 11 years old, reading this book. And there was some adult stuff in those chaos books, and yeah, I just remember reading this stuff. And, you know, it's kind of like quite sexual, and then like loads of violence and really graphic horror. And I wasn't into horror at the time. I was quite a timid kid. Like, horror films would have absolutely demented me. Like, you know, it was like another 4 or 5 years before I summoned up well, maybe 3 or 4 years before I summoned up the courage to watch like a Nightmare on Elm Street film or something, you know. So it was really, really quite a defining moment in my personality as a you know, as a budding teenager, to kind of sit in this Games Workshop and read all this like really kind of dark and grotesque stuff. Marlo's saying, yeah, we can hear you clearly. That's why I bought it. I don't actually know much about Warhammer, but I love Quake. Mate, if you like Quake, you'll like this game. I'm not saying it's going to be as good as Quake. I think that, you know, there's been some reviews of the game where people have been saying, yeah, you know, it's Warhammer, it's got its problems, it's not the best game ever. I like it though. This is brilliant fun. Like, I think partly the fact that it is Warhammer is keeping me playing, where maybe I might have gotten bored of a, you know, a similar sort of game, but a little bit quicker. But look at it, man. It's just like fast-paced action. It's got all the familiar Warhammer crap. Oh God, Jesus! I like. I'm not the most. I haven't got the best well, I say I've not got good reactions, but then I can juggle 5 balls, so I guess I have got good reactions, I suppose. But when it comes to video games, I'm not got the best reactions. I think my issue with these games is not so much my reactions; it's more that I don't play them very smartly. I'm not really an FPS gamer. Wow, crikey! It's definitely fast and frenetic, anyway. Mathef23 saying, Metal Nerds, did you see it anywhere else at that point, or was it just this particular shop? I don't know, I was only 11, so I didn't actually leave my hometown, really. Die. Okay. Good lord. Oh, if only Exalted Flames of Zintra are that good in Warhammer Total War. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it was a general thing. Games Workshop suddenly in about 93... Yeah, but I'd say about 93 suddenly went very corporate. They tried to change their image from being a place for kind of like biker nerds, you know, kind of like metalers. You know, and if you know anything about metalers are nerds, okay? They're always usually really nice people. They're dead gentle, apart from when they're in the mosh pit. They like dead aggressive heavy music, but they're just really interested in fantasy and sci-fi stuff. They're just intelligent thinker people. And so Games Workshop kind of attracted that kind of people, you know, like people who are into the role-playing side of things. Games Workshop in those days used to sell Dungeons and Dragons stuff, so they were one of the first places in the United Kingdom to be licensed to sell TSR stuff. By the way, using this flamer on some of these troops is not the best idea, especially ones that especially the ones that aren't. So the game's got kind of like a toughness system, and some of the weapons have a certain toughness value that they're able to kill, and anything that's less than that toughness value, if an enemy's got higher toughness than that toughness value, it kind of makes it really difficult for you to hurt them. So yeah, the kind of the vibe of Games Workshop really changed in about 90. I'm going to say about 93. I think that's when I really first noticed seeing it. And it got super popular, like especially, I mean, you know, obviously Games Workshop was kind of big all over, I guess, by about 93, but it was particular because there was, you know, the Games Workshop headquarters was in Nottingham, their big store was in Nottingham, and their headquarters was in Nottingham, so the Derby store was also pretty big, like bearing in mind in Derby at that time. There was just outside of the main CBD of Derby, and just to put it into context for anybody who's watching who doesn't know anything about the UK, you know, the cities in the UK are pretty small compared to America and, you know, even other European countries sometimes. But Derby's a particularly small place, but it had a decent sized Games Workshop, so a lot of kids played Warhammer. So anyway, yeah, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent, but I'm a big Warhammer fan. I've been playing Warhammer for years. I like Warhammer games. I find the whole thing just really schlock and fun. I don't think have I not got the heavy bolter? Here we are. I really want to be making use of the heavy bolter, I think, because this weapon's really strong. Now, I might be able to kill stuff if I actually keep my gun sight trained on the target a little bit longer. There we are. Okay, we've got quite a lot of these pink horrors around now. Yeah, this game's great. It's really good fun. It's completely just mindless fun. Like, I've not paid it. There's no story. There is a story, but it's just completely irrelevant to the action. So you got a couple of things. You got health, obviously, and then you got this you got the armor, which is contempt. Let contempt be my armor, which was one of the old Warhammer, you know, the sayings of the Space Marines. So yeah, contempt is literally the armor in this instead of armor. Kind of makes sense. I guess they wouldn't have the armor mechanic as a Space Marine. Ooh. Okay, so we've just had a whole bunch of other stuff to spawn in. Now you got these cultists who are kind of got weak armor. They can be killed with a few shots, but they've got quite powerful weapons. Then you've got the demons, which are generally a little bit more difficult to kill. And so far, I've seen Nurgle and Zinch represented. Now, I haven't seen any Khorne or Slaanesh units. I don't know if those are in the game. There's loads of ammo. Oh, got some undivided chaos units here as well. Oh, Chaos Terminator. Let's just... Yeah, I need to get away from him. You can like chainsaw and mash the buttons and it will kind of... the chainsaw will do more and more damage. The problem is some of them can deflect the attacks. And you'll also get hit by other units that kind of... other monsters that are kind of in and around you. I don't know if you've noticed, but usually when you kill a pink horror, it will split into 2 blue horrors, which is very lore thematic. Mathef saying, your description of the metal nerds reminds me of something similar. I went to a hardcore, techno type, not metal, party, and I never felt safer. Yeah, right, so the other day I went to this party called Bangface, which is a massive rave in the UK. It's a weekend rave, and it's all hardcore music and gabba. So if you know hardcore music, you know what I'm talking about. And it's full of the friendliest people. It's just amazing. Like people who like really hard music generally are, you know, kind of cool people in real life, and that's not always the case. Like there's a lot of nutcases who like hardcore music as well. But I love hardcore and gabba. I used to DJ hardcore. In fact, I've got one of the other things that I do that you guys probably don't know. Before I ever started playing video games on this channel, was I used to do music. Oh, I got a Terminator. Okay, killed him with a plasma gun. So yeah, I make music. I've got a music studio. I'm playing video games in my music studio right now, and I don't have a camera set up, but I could probably show people if they were interested. I've got a lot of music here. I've been collecting over the years. Lots and lots of music hardware. That was my main hobby for a long time. I've kind of fallen off it a little bit. Have I won? I think I have. Okay. So yeah, I think I've defeated that now. Yeah, so I've got loads of music here, and I used to make hardcore music and drum and bass and techno. Like now, Drexy from Explorminate also makes music, so it's really great. Because when I kind of joined Explorminate and I met Drexy, me and him instantly had something in common, because like he makes music, because he's into similar kind of music. He really likes house music and techno, and we've got some of the same music here. So this isn't strictly a gaming channel. Matha's saying, yo, do you have a link to some of your old sets? I've got one mix that I did on SoundCloud, which I can link you to if you want. It's a general mix. It's not just hardcore. It plays a little bit of everything, so it's everything from a bit of pop, you know, kind of like rock and pop music, right through to kind of... I really like stuff like Aphex Twin, so you know, like Warp Records style electronica. That was really my bag when I was a kid. I really used to like the warp thing, like, so artists like Aphex Twin, Orteka, Square Pusher. Now I don't know where I'm going. I've got to figure out what I'm doing now in this game. I think I've probably just got a key. I've got to find where I've got to go now. I might have to concentrate for a few minutes. I can't. By the way, one problem with this game is there is no map. So unlike Quake or Doom, you don't get a map. So if you get lost, you have to just figure out where you're going. Now, okay, I came that way. I don't mind not having a map. The level's really not that complex, to be honest. But you do have to manually find everything. Now, as you can see, the game moves pretty quickly anyway, so it's not a big problem. I've already been that way, though. Probably shouldn't play this game when I've been drinking. Okay, what else have we got? Is it this way? No. Okay, that's down. Let's go back up. Yeah, I've seen some complaints about Bolter, where people are saying that, you know, because there's no map, it's kind of annoying, and you kind of get lost. Oh. Or if we do mega damage, I probably could have done with that before the battle. Ah, here we go. Look, looks like I finished the level. All right. Marlo's saying, I'm also a musician, acoustic guitar player for 30 years, but I mostly plays blues, folk, old country music, Americana, roots kind of stuff. That sounds awesome. I also play guitar, mate, but I'm not a regular guitar player. I'm one of those people who picks it up every 6 months and then gets really into it for a couple of days, and then I put it down again. But I grew up listening to Jimi Hendrix. My dad was dead cool. He was really into blues music, and he like exposed me to really good music. So yeah, guitar music's my thing as well. But I don't listen to a whole lot of it anymore. I'm more into my dance music, to be honest. I just like music in general. I like everything. Do you play any bluegrass? That's what I'd love to get into bluegrass, but it's not really, you know, it's obviously quite exotic in the UK, as you might expect. Forbidden knowledge. You're inside the bastion. Its corrupt owner has quite the archive here. Search the deepest recesses of this foul place for information on this fragment's whereabouts. Okay. Matthias saying now is the Tomb Raider part. Oh, all right, okay. Have you played this then, mate? Yeah, I might have to just concentrate a little bit more while I figure out what's going on here. Okay. I'm just going to use a grenade for the sake of it. By the way, I always forget to use a grenade in this game for some reason. There's just loads of them around, and I'm kind of... You don't want to be sparing with them. There are so many of them that you might as well just use them. Oop. Okay, it looks like we got to go up there. Oh no, there's the key door. See if we can find the key. So at least we know the key door's kind of on the bottom right as we came in. One of the nice things about this game, at least so far on hard, is you can kind of kill most of just with the bolt gun. Marlo says, I don't really play bluegrass. I'm a finger picker and bluegrass is a flat picking style. Ah, okay. Alright. Yeah, I like finger picking as well. I learned to play with the plectrum, but I've gradually moved them further and further away from it. I think eventually, you know, if I was going to spend time fixating on my guitar, I'd quite like to play like Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits, because that is a really, really cool style of guitar. And like, kind of the more that I got into finger picking styles, the more I kind of enjoyed it. Okay. Okay, so Matthew's saying, no, I meant to search for the exit on the previous level. Oh, right, sorry. I'm a little bit behind. Okay, so I have to find keys. Kill things as well. So yeah, it looks like they're down here, look. Yeah, here is where we need to get a red key. That'll probably be the first one, I'd have thought. As you can see, you can grab onto stuff, so it's a little bit more dynamic than Doom or Quake. It kind of plays, I'd say it plays like the most recent Doom game. You know, well, not Doom Eternal, but it plays like Doom, the remake by Bethesda. Which I liked, by the way. I thought it was a really good game. Oh, I liked it in principle. Okay, where do we go, though? I guess we've got to go and find a key. Purple door. Now this is where playing drunk is going to shoot me in the ass, because I'm probably going to be running around the same place over and over again. I'm sure I've been here before. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm doing it already. Marlo's saying, "Oh yeah, Knopfler's great. Yeah, Mark Knopfler's great, man. Money for Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits is one of my favourite pieces of music. It's absolutely amazing. I think the Dire Straits really became popular with, you know, worldwide popular with Brothers in Arms, which is a great album, but I think some of the earlier stuff was probably even better. Okay, where do I go? Ah, maybe I've got to get up here. How do I do that? Okay, that way. Up. Gotta go up. And up again. Okay, looks like we've gone up as far as we can. Who's that shooting at me? Can we go up any further? Maybe not. Okay, we've already been here. Now I am confused. Okay, let's go back down. Ah, here we go. This looks promising. Oof. A few hits there. No wonder. Okay. Let's slow down a minute and find out what we're doing. Yeah, so here's an interesting thing, right? Because I built my channel really on video games, and I do actually want to start putting some music production stuff up, but I don't know whether I should make another channel for it. Because here's the thing I don't really know about YouTube. Like, will it bug people who are not interested in that content to have notifications for things that are not related to what they've signed up for? That might be the case. It might be better for me just to say, you know, I'm going to do music related stuff and I can put it on a different, you know, like a sub channel or an associated channel. And then just be like, you know, oh, don't fall down there. And then just be like, yeah, okay, anybody who wants to watch non-games related stuff can go to this channel. The thing is, I've had this channel since 2007, I think. 2006. A long time anyway. Okay, there's got to be a key around here. I love the idea of this guy like jumping and flying through the air, firing a heavy bolter. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Oh. Yeah, I fell off again. Oh dear, okay, right. We are on a place where we should not be falling off. Okay. Okay, we just need to find a key of some kind. We've got plenty of contempt. fully loaded up on contempt. Alright, so I'm starting to get my head around this layout here. Alright, that's the top level explored. See any keys around though? Matthew saying, sorry, Mathef23 is saying, just from my personal point of view, I would separate them. Musicians would not look too seriously at a channel with video games either. Yes, I agree. You're quite right. So yeah, what I'd probably do is put up a separate channel for the music. Mathef saying, can you do rocket jumps here too? I don't know. I've not tried it. I haven't got a rocket launcher yet. But yeah, that'll be interesting to check out. Alright. Yeah, if you could do rocket jumps, that would be cool. Now, there are secrets in this game as well, so just... Oh, okay. I just found a secret death trap. Where do we go? Ah, there we are. Open the door. Lots and lots of stuff. as you can see, the game is kind of like way more arcadey in a sense than Doom, because you're often led by the nose to some extent by the pickups that you get. You know, there's, rather than just like the occasional placed item, there's just like whole lines of stuff. It kind of encourages you just to run around things at high speed. Oh, here we go. Purge the heretics, right. It's fun time. Okay. See if we can find something to kill. Down here. It's funny. I just if you just saw me running off in a weird direction, it's because I was trying to scratch my neck at the same time, but because I was trying to do it fast, I think I drew blood. Just like rip my own body to shreds over a mere itch. Come on. Well, okay. Oh, good choice of weapon. Expiring champion. Oh, we've got a Chaos Terminator as well. We've got a chosen champion as well. Right. Those guys will respawn after they die, and they will come back to life. Let's just throw a couple of grenades out that way. Yeah, he'll come back, look. Oh, I'm nearly dead. I need to find some health. Even these really, really weak enemies can kill you when you're this weak, so... Oh, there we go. Got a health pickup. Got some more health over here. Alright. Yeah, I've got it on hard difficulty. I think that there are some difficulty spikes in the game that make the game kind of... how far am I into the game? I'm towards the end of the first chapter, so... I think if you're an experienced first-person shooter gamer, you should probably put this on the very hardest difficulty. I think if you're like me, like you're a middling player, you know, like you're not terrible, but you... Oh, gosh. But, you know, you like a challenge, then I'd probably put it on hard. Oof. Let's try and get some, oh. Now the other thing I was considering playing tonight was Warhammer Total War. I'm just playing a few battles. Marlo's saying, how far... Oh, sorry. Matthias saying, I came back to roguelikes when I've read people play this type of game for several years to win. Amazing. Yeah, I think the roguelike that I'm probably best at would be... I want to say ADOM. I've probably got them furthest into. I've still never completed it. I've never finished a run of any roguelike. No, not a proper roguelike. You know, if we're talking about traditional roguelikes, I think ADOM is the one that I've probably played the most. I really, really, really like ADOM. I think it's a really good game. It's a bit kind of old-fashioned by some standards now. I actually got into NetHack as well. I never thought I would. because it's just a bit. It's one of those weird games you kind of need to read spoilers to be able to play it. But even even reading spoilers and learning how to play it, knowing all the stuff that happens in it, it still doesn't make the game particularly easy. I'm not really patient enough to be a really good roguelike player, I've got to be honest with you. Okay. Alright, did we get what we needed to get down there? I've got the red key. Have we opened that one yet? I can't remember. Let's just load up on stuff around here. There's loads and loads of pickups, so see if I can find some. Oh! Okay, he's gone. Yeah, yeah, roguelikes are one of my favourite genres. I don't really play that often on the channel. I started playing... I picked up a roguelike called Syl. I don't know if you know Syl. It's based on the Silmarillion, Tolkien, and it's a very, very good game. It's actually Syl Q that I'm playing. It's a sub-mod of Syl called Syl Q, and it's a very, very, very good game. Very tight, very difficult. I've been meaning to play that, but I've not really been in the mood to play roguelikes recently. And when I play roguelikes, I don't really get many people watching. I think they're quite a niche thing. There's very few roguelikes that get a lot of people watching them. Oh, there we go. There was the health pickups I wanted. Okay, let's go find this this door that I just opened. Down that way. Yeah, there we are. Okay, that's a lot of firepower incoming. Where is he? Oh. Okay, he looks like he's got Stormbolter or something. Some equally horrendous weapon. Matha's saying, yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah, Silky's really good. It's a really, really good game. It's very... so what it's done is it's tried to strip out anything that's not kind of lore-friendly to Tolkien. It is a Angband-like. So it's basically an Angband mod. Or, a branch of Angband. But it doesn't play like Angband to me. Yeah. Like, I like Angband, by the way. I think it's a good game, but it's too grindy, whereas I think Syl is probably just a little bit tighter. It's like a proper roguelike in the sense that you're going down to fulfill a job, find your amulet of Yendor, and then get out before you die. And there's kind of a food clock in the sense that you can go backwards, but after a while the levels start filling, the stairs upwards start filling in. So you can't really keep going backwards just to kind of keep grinding like you can with Angband. Oh shit, what's this thing? What is that thing that's spawning in there? That looks weird. Oh, these exotic flavors are so strong. Math is saying, true, traditional roguelikes on a channel are probably best if you are a pro and teach how to play or have the audience which likes to laugh at your deaths. Yeah, I'm not, I don't think I'm the right person to present those kind of games. In the same way that I'm probably not the right person to present this kind of game. I'm really not very good at first person shooters, as you can probably see. I like playing them, I'm not very good at them. I don't play them very often anymore either. I actually picked up a copy of the Quake reissue that was put out recently, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's been a long time since I played the original Quake. I never played it multiplayer, or at least not, I tried it multiplayer, but I didn't play it. Drexy from Explormate is a Quake multiplayer player. Oh. Okay, what do we got? Exotic flamer, but he's miles away. Where is it again? Okay, that drops a lot of contempt. Are we clear yet? Okay, Xeno storage. Abhorrent entities are not logged. Danger. Suggestion. Private collection. Suggest treachery. Okay. Let's got a guy over here. Let's go and take him out. Chainsaw will do. Alright. Math is saying, unfortunately I have to go now. Thanks for the chat, Ben and Marlo. I would like to check out that mix of yours, Ben. Have a good one. Remember grenades. Yeah, send me an email, mate. Battlemode@protonmail.com, and I'll hit you up with it. Let me just type it into the chat. Oops. I don't expect too much. It's just it's been a while since I've done much money DJing. I'd actually like to get back into it. Going to that big rave I went to the other day was just really good. It was really good fun, and it kind of made me wanted to get back into music a little bit. I've kind of forgotten about music since I've been getting back into games, but yeah, it's not something that I'll ever truly forget about. I've got so much music gear for a start. Like, I think if you saw a picture of my studio, you'd be quite surprised. It's quite a lot of stuff. All right, I'm just going to take a 30-second break, guys. Just bear with me. Marlo's saying, I'm terrible at FPS games in multiplayer. I much prefer to fight through the campaigns. Yeah. Did you ever play Titanfall 2? I think it was Titanfall 2. That game's really good, man. It was a really good. It was made as a multiplayer game, right? But it had a really good campaign as well. It wasn't that long, but it was just one of the best first-person shooter campaigns I'd ever played. And like I say, I don't really play these games very much anymore. Like this one appealed to me because it's Warhammer basically. But it's very good. Oof. God, that was close. Oh, dear me. I find it really, really hard, by the way, to talk and play these kind of games at the same time. Like, it's certainly unlike strategy games. Ah! Oh dear. I'm thinking I should probably switch and play something that I'm better at. Let's get some Conquest Elysium on the go. I might play that for 5 minutes. Anybody actually watching? Maybe not. Yeah, I think what I might do is I might finish it here. It was just interesting to just play this a little bit. Like, this is a really, really good fun game, man. I probably need to be like less intoxicated to play it properly. Let's continue just for a little bit. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Oh, took a lot of damage there. Okay. I think the skill set you need to be able to play these kind of games is completely different to playing strategy games. That said, I think if you're if you're a smart person, you'll be able to understand what you need to be able to do in order to be able to get good at these kind of games. Now, this is practice, I think. To be good at this kind of game, and I'm not. I don't claim any expertise in first-person shooters at all. A lot of it's muscle memory and like twitch reflex. Okay. Just reload my guns. I've got breathing space. Oh no, nasty. I was quite amused to see that they've labelled this as a boomer shooter. Which is hilarious, really, because boomers do not play video games. Ah! I'm not so old that I qualify as a boomer. In fact, I wonder if even Dad's Tactic would qualify as a boomer. I think he's probably Gen X as well. Is that right? I think Dad's told me he was 52, I think he said. I think I figured that he was about 10 years older than me. That might make him Gen X. I'm definitely Gen X. I was on the very tail end of being Gen X. 1979. So yes, I am an old bastard. Ah, come on. There we go. Let's get all your lovely goodies. Oof. I just ran right around him. I probably circled him with bullets. Alright. Okay. Oh, crikey. No! Whoops. I think I hit the wrong button there. I really like the wonky music in this as well. Like, the music in this game is great. I'm not really sure if it fits the game, but it just feels right. I think it does feel the game. I don't know if it fits the Warhammer theme, but it certainly fits the game. There we go, purge finished. Awesome. Alright. What have we got here? I love those kind of like geometric shaped bullets that come in at you. It really reminds me of like really old video games. Man, I tell you. What was that game that I used to play? It was I think it was called 3D Combat Zone. Combat Zone, and you were a tank and you had to destroy other tanks, and there were these pyramids and you had to kind of fight around. It was really weird. And when the enemy shot at you, they just shot these big cubes, these large kind of wireframe cubes would kind of like slowly move towards you and you had to dodge out of the way. Okay, I got the key. Where do we go now then? Back to the start, I guess. Now, where was that? Oh, here we go, this way. Okay, so... Ow! Okay, I know I've probably walked into the right area because there's enemies that I've not killed yet. But this is roughly where I'm supposed to... Oh! That's blue horrors. Okay. Oh, we don't have any grenades left, so... Okay, this looks like a... This looks like a purge area. No, was this one I was just in? I think so. I've just come down that way. Okay, that's the way I must have come from, that lift. I've become quite disoriented. Where to go? Oh, where I just came. Okay, this is just a hidden, kind of a hidden room off. Well, not a hidden room, but it's off the main beaten track. Okay, let's see if we can figure out where we are supposed to be going. Now, I don't normally need maps, but I think in this case it might help. I'm quite clearly lost. Oh, here we are. Look, so we got a door with a pink key card here. Go, 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 go. Okay. Here we go. Oh, we got a lot of change. Sneaky tricksters. Okay. His toughness is 4. Oh, that's the screamer check. His toughness is 7. Wow, okay. He's really, really tough. Well, that's what you'd expect from a great demon. Try and hit him with a plasma. Oh. Now, must not neglect the chaff. Where are we? Okay, he's moved. That's not going to work. Let's try again. There he is. Oh, disappeared. Oi. Ooh. Let's see if we can take the Lord of Change down quick. It's not going to be that easy. Come on, this way. Okay, let's just try and get around him. Okay, he's moved again. Oh no, I'm nearly dead. Yeah, I don't think you can ignore these screamers. All right, folks, I'm going to finish here. I just thought I'd play this for a little while and just see how it went. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Take it easy, guys.